Midoriya was born, he was a really normal child. He just had a tail for some reason, just like his dad Hisashi. Hisashi cuts off Izuku's tail so he won't turn into a great ape. Yes, Hisashi knows about that. After that, Hisashi leaves, never to be seen again. After 5 days of testing Izuku's health, Inko takes him home, and after 4 years, Izuku awakens what people think is his quirk. It's actually Ki, but let's roll with it. Izuku thinks his quirk is awesome, and he still wants to be a hero just like All Might. But Deku isn't the only person who thinks his quirk is cool. Bakugo also thinks it's pretty cool as well. So they start actually training for a while. Not using their quirks, of course, since that would be illegal in the eyes of the public. They just start sparring with their fists, since there isn't really anyone quirkless for Bakugo to actually test his strength on, like in canon. Over the 10 years later, it's time for the UA exam, but over that time, Izuku and Bakugo become way better friends than in canon, since Bakugo and Izuku spend a lot of time together at their house, just playing video games, or just playing outside, having fun. One day after school, Deku and Bakugo go under a certain bridge, where Bakugo gets jumped by the sludge villain, and Izuku tries to help him, but is unable to because of the sludge villain's regeneration. After about 5 minutes of struggling, Bakugo passes out, but at that time, All Might comes in. All Might says, "Step aside, young man, I'll handle this." All Might punches the sludge villain so hard that he splatters into a puddle and just dissolves, so that All Might can easily put him in a bottle. After that event, Izuku wants to get even stronger, but Bakugo denies, saying that he's already strong enough to get into UA. Midoriya goes alone to the beach, so that he can train. While training, he also finds weighted clothing, and finds out how much he loves training with them. While training one day, a sick-looking man sees Izuku training. That man is, of course, All Might. After about a month, Izuku starts seeing All Might there more often. He doesn't know who this man is, but his hair looks familiar, but he's not sure about it. One day, All Might comes to see Izuku in his buff form. Izuku, seeing that his idol is there right in front of him again, starts fanboying out, just like in canon when he first saw him. Izuku asks, "All Might, what are you doing here?" Says, "Young man, I have deemed you worthy of my quirk, since you helped your friend out without any fault." So Izuku starts training even harder with All Might for the remaining, let's say, 6 months. Over that time, Izuku completely cleans up the beach and actually gets one for all earlier than normal, since he already was stronger than in canon. But All Might and Izuku start training one for all together. All Might teaches Izuku how to use full call, since this time he actually has time to do that. But Izuku, let's just say he's able to increase the limit to about 12% at maximum. But while using Ki, he's able to increase it to 15%. Since one for all is energy absorb, is something that you can use to store energy, and ki is essentially energy, so that he can easily manipulate that. So Batu gets there earlier than in canon, since he doesn't have to actually meet up with All Might before to get one for all, since he already had got it 1 or 2 months ago. But for the sake of the story, we're going to say a month, so that All Might doesn't get too much weaker during the festival and stuff. Deku actually does way better in the exam, getting way more points than in canon, since he actually knows how to control his quirk or ki. Well, so that means he isn't going to be left behind at the start of the exam. He runs immediately and surrounds his whole body with ki, which actually improves his power output by 2%. So, and he does the same with One For All, so that he gets even stronger and he just zips faster than Ida does. So, but when Uraka still gets stuck behind the boulders, I don't really see that changing, since Deku won't really be able to actually stop that. So Deku takes on the 0-pointer robot, but this time without actually breaking any bones, since he actually doesn't need to, since he knows full cowl. Now let's get into the entrance exam. Izuku. So the letter still arrives at the same time as it does in canon, since there isn't really much to explain that it was actually be later. So let's just say it's still going to be the same time. So the examination results. Everyone says exactly the same besides Midoriya, of course. 55 instead of 0 villain points. Yeah, that's basically it. But this is going to be where I'm going to leave things off for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe and comment, as that really helps out the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya! So let's say that the quirk assessment test pretty much goes the same for everyone except for, of course, Deku. Deku gets better points on every part of it, since he has trained more, and of course he knows how to control his quirk in general. Bakugo gets a little different, but stays the same in general. The thing that will be different about Deku is that he doesn't actually break his hand. He is completely fine without any damage at all. So yeah.